Hey, YouTubers and independent homeschoolers, we're back for part 3 on how to set goals for your homeschool. And so what I want to share here in this final segment is really the shortcut for goal setting. So the shortcut, I'm a big fan of shortcuts. I honestly, I believe in the power of lazy. I think, why do something in one step when you can do it in a half a step? So I'm constantly thinking about where's the shortcut, where's an easier way to do it, how's it more efficient. So the shortcut for goals and accomplishing goals is to set up systems. Now, don't misunderstand. Some people like to say you don't need goals, you just need systems, but you can't set up a system without a goal. So you're kind of stuck. What is it I want to produce, and then how do I set up a system for it to happen? And what a system does for you is it allows you to put together a predictable set of steps where you don't have to think about it. You're not having to get up and decide every day what are we going to do, and every moment how we're going to do something. So take something as simple as laundry. We've actually worked with people on this. So with a lot of kids, and they don't have a very good system for the laundry. So it's always chaotic and it's piled up and all the rest. And finally we sorted it out and wind up getting each kid a basket in their room. They're responsible for it. They're all taught how to do their own laundry. So they do a little bit. They can call in mom's help. But they had a system, and a certain day each child had a day when they did laundry. And once they got the system down, including the system, make sure the laundry stuff's there and they know how to operate the machines, etc., it began to work profoundly better because everybody knows who's next and what's next, etc. That is the power of a system. Similar to a recipe. You know, if you do the steps in order of adding the ingredients, stirring, heat, time, whatever goes into it, you can produce the results of top chefs in New York or New Orleans or wherever your favorite place is. So setting up a system is actually the shortcut. And so when you think about homeschool, just think about it, very directly. If you have a sequence like we did, of the kids doing writing and then math, reading, the way we did it, hour each, add up to 5 hours there. We had some recreation in there somewhere, and then extracurricular stuff, and later years, in the teen years, certain things, extracurricular classes, that kind of thing, in prep for college. But having that kind of system to the day and that process for the kids, however you want to set it up, you need to figure out yours. You can go buy a curriculum in a box and see if you can adapt to it, but regardless, you're wanting to set up a system so we know we're doing this here, this here, this here, this here, because it takes debate, argumentation, thinking, processing, guessing out of the game so you can follow a process to the end result, to the goal that you want, that is valuable to you. The second thing I want to mention here is I want to invite you to try to think long term. This is actually a shortcut in a way, and a lot of times moms and dads don't do that. Long term is, what is it you're ultimately trying to produce? And here's what we settled on. We wanted long term the kids to be able to teach themselves. So they were going to become their own instructors, as it were. So they're learning how to be self-taught. So in life, any subject they want to learn, they can pick up the books, find a mentor, do whatever they want for them to learn it. Maybe they sit down and figure it out themselves, but we wanted them to be people that could be self-taught, that were not dependent constantly on somebody having to tell them always what to do and what to think. Number 2, in that long-term thinking, we were wanting happy adults. So in our mind, the goal was to get the kids to a point of being equipped for life and, sane emotionally, mentally, prepared academically, educationally, common sense, wisdom, all that good stuff, character, right? All of those things went into being a happy adult. And we didn't have in our mind that being a happy child meant you'd be a happy adult. I think it's great for children to be happy. I certainly think that's a good thing to do. I'm all for happy children. But just because you make children happy, that doesn't mean it makes them happy adults. Thinking that way so they can learn about discipline and maybe delayed gratification and some other things on the way to being out on their own and making a contribution to this world. That's that long-term thinking, and I think of it as a real shortcut because it really organizes what you're doing, what you're up to. Last thing I want to mention is you also want to think short term. Okay, so not only long term, but short term. And short term gets back to lesson number 1 about the distinction we made about actionable goals. So when you have an organizing goal, that's that long term, happy adults, self-taught. But short term is the actual actions you're going to require from your kids. So you're actually requiring something for them daily, to read a certain number of pages, to do a certain number of problems, to write a certain number of pages. And I would say those actionable things are the key. I mean, if minimally you get reading, writing, arithmetic down, you've got the foundation for everything they need. You really do. If any of those are missing, they're going to be greatly limited or significantly limited in their life. So those are essential, but I'd add a fourth one, and the fourth one is service. Reading, yes. Writing, yes. Math, yes. But also building into their lives an orientation to serve. That's kind of important, and it's not something that people always naturally have. They have to learn the value of it. One of the ways we did it, just came up with, was, and it became their choice. We did math on Saturdays, hardcore that way, I guess. Took Sundays off, but math, didn't do any other subject but math. However, for our kids, if you on a Saturday had a service project or opportunity, that could be helping out with the church, it could be picking up trash on the road with a group, it could be helping a neighbor with a project, it could be a babysitting thing to help someone out, it could be anything. So if you were doing something that was service oriented, you could skip math. They didn't always do that, but a lot of times they did, and it was one of the ways in which we did that. We also tried to do things as a family or in groups that were service oriented. So that is specifically actionable stuff, and you want to look for those things, the things they can actually do. Those are goals as well. So there are the 3 parts. I hope this is helpful, and if you would, click down there, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, pass this along, and more importantly, go work on improving, strategizing, thinking through these long-term, short-term goals for your happy homeschool. Hope this helps.